Hi everyone, Nothany Pants Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Kirin J Callinan album, Bravado. This is the latest full-length album from Australian musical eccentric and songwriter Kirin J Callinan. 4 years after his breakout record for XL Recordings, Embracism, an album that I hadn't heard the year that it dropped in 2013 until I think a year later I did a speaking engagement tour in Australia, and one of the kids who showed up to the show brought a CD copy of the album and handed it to me and said, "Oi, you can't listen to Kirin J Callinan." And I was like, okay, you Vegemite munching kangaroo jockey, I'll give this a listen. And I was actually pretty floored by this thing. This is a really cool album. It's really all over the place, but the songs are consistently great. Stylistically, it sways between being anthemically catchy and impossibly dark, grabbing the ugliest characteristics of humanity by the hair and just throwing it up in the air. A very weird dynamic to the track list, yes, but Kirin's eccentric nature and his very expressive and strange vocals tied the entire album together into one very tight, underappreciated package. So of course, I'm excited for whatever his next album is going to be, even if it is 4 years later, and my excitement for this thing was heightened by the fact that every lead track, teaser track that I heard up to the release of this thing was fantastic. Living Each Day, S.A.D, Bravado, Down to Hang. But simultaneously, I'm kind of confused by the massive feature list on this thing. It's rare that artists making pop music or in the indie scene go to such great lengths to bring on so many collaborators onto a single project and then slap all their names right there in the track list. We have psych folkster Wiseblood, who dropped an album not too long ago that was somewhat well received. The equally trippy and odd Conan Moccasin is on this record. Jorge Elbrecht, whose name I'm sorry I can't pronounce correctly. He has collaborated in the past with Ariel Pink. He's a multi-instrumentalist, a producer, songwriter. We have no wave veteran James Chance on this thing, and equally eccentric indie songwriter Nicholas Savage is on this album as well, and those are just the characters I was somewhat familiar with going into this project. Given the variety of extra personnel on this thing, it should be no surprise that stylistically this album is kind of all over the place, just like its predecessor. But even though it's similarly unpredictable, it's also kind of a departure, which I know doesn't make sense, but Bravado, in comparison with Embracism, is nowhere near as dark or as primal. This album, by comparison, is noticeably brighter, smoother, more synthetic, sexier, with a bit of pristine new wave sheen on some of these tracks, but somehow Kirin manages to bring over all the weirdness and all the oddity from the previous record and also kind of make it function on this new one too. This album is so visceral, it's so exciting to me, it's so energetic, it makes me want to parade around in my underwear, striking dance poses, it makes me want to sing my heart out, it makes me want to shake my ass, and you know, maybe just like start a coke addiction. Just start a good, steady, nice coke addiction. We have the song About Drugs on this album, which is like this freaky, lush, arena pop rock tune that I'm totally addicted to. An orgasmic chorus that gets bigger and bigger and bigger with every time it's repeated on the track, and a series of tension-building verses that aren't so much verses as they are like these freaky sideshow detours of strange vocal effects and just kind of a weird singing detours. Some of my favorites being wrapped up in plastic, thrown down the stairs, feeling fantastic. Or this is a good one, I love you, I love you. This track is blissfully melodic, it's hard-hitting, it's grand, it's triumphant. It is the definition of flying your freak flag high. I also love the smooth, funky southern rock vibe of the song Living Each Day. Slick guitar licks on this thing, uplifting chorus with some odd falsettos worked in there, a very assuring mantra about living each day like it's your last, but under the glitter and glam of the feel-good instrumental and the message of the hook, there are some dark points in the lyrics, like using this will to live each day like it's your last to shrug off the urge to systematically kill. There's also a weird line about a sandwich. a sandwich. The song Bravado is the lead single to this album, works perfectly in the context of the track list as the closer. Easily one of my favorite singles of the year. I've had months to listen to this thing and I'm still just kind of speechless about it, honestly. I have the lyrics memorized by heart, but yet I've still kind of yet to fully and completely decipher exactly what the statement or the point of the song is, or rather what the point of inspiration may have been for the sentiment of the song. The track features these glossy, epic synth chords, an irresistibly groovy beat, and easily one of Kirin's most passionate vocal performances on the entire album. The build up to the chorus is great, the instrumental passages are amazing. It's rare that I use the phrase perfectly crafted pop song, and this is maybe an instance where I'm tempted to do so. The opposite of the pop spectrum on this album, though, has to be the song Down to Hang, a very tense, noisy, and freakish rock track that features James Chance, so of course it's going to have a little bit of a post-punk, noise rock, no wavy kind of vibe to it. This is the one track on the album that I think would have fit kind of snugly on the last album, with the exception of moments on this track where you're getting kind of all these funky bass lines and slick guitar licks that are kind of playful and bright. Still though, this track is definitely Kirin embracing his darker side on this album. And I love the lyrical theme of the track, talking about meeting a girl on the internet and she's down to hang with you. And then beyond that, the song is a series of comparisons of things she is down to hang like. She's down to hang like Jesus Christ, like a Picasso painting, like a carcass in a butcher's freezer. It's a really freaky song, and I love the intensity of it too. That's kind of a sound, kind of a vibe I expected to hear going into this album. The unexpected, though, comes in the shape of tracks like My Moment, or Big Enough, or This Whole Town. All three of which at some point feature these huge, glistening, thumping Eurodance beats, which kind of take me back to high school or junior high, I can't quite remember, whenever earlier in my lifetime when this shit was popular on the radio. I found myself kind of getting a bit of a touch of nostalgia for the sound as I was listening to it kind of replayed on this album, revived on this album. But I actually think Kirin repurposed it in a really creative way, kind of using this sound as a vehicle to release a very tense buildup for the first portion of a track. Because in that context, the beats and everything that ends up happening once this explosion, once this crescendo has occurred, is actually pretty gratifying. This Whole Town and Big Enough are equally beautiful, visceral, grand, demand that the listener lose control, but they each have their slightly different approaches. I mean, the former has a kind of sensual and subtle introduction ballad before the kick drums really rocket off. The latter has more of a duet quality to it, thanks to some singing from Starr. And while we're talking about duets on the track Friend of Lindsay Morrison, that is where we get the vocals from Wise Blood. A track that I think is kind of a funny meditation on Kirin's own relevance in the music industry. Either that or he's just kind of throwing that out there as just a funny aside and decided to sort of name the track after it. I like the instrumental of the track a lot. I like the first half of the song quite a bit, but I do think some of the vocal chemistry between him and Wise Blood does get kind of awkward at the tail end of the song. And as long as I'm complaining, the track Family Home is the album's sole slow burner, and nothing wrong with a slow burner. I like where it's placed in the track list. I like the build up to the chorus, which is really gratifying, but the ending kind of fizzles out. Not only that, but as captivating as some of the lyrics and interesting as some of the lyrics on this track are, the story just feels kind of unfinished and really esoteric. At least too esoteric for what it seems like Kirin is singing about, which has an incredible amount of gravity to it. I don't know if it has something to do with young love or infidelity. It seems kind of like a situation that Kirin doesn't fully paint a vivid picture of because he has maybe some sort of regret over it, or this is like a really traumatic or embarrassing time for some of the people who he's singing about that are involved in the song. Despite those complaints though, still thought this was a really impressive record, on par with Embracism, if not slightly better. I do have those couple of tracks I didn't care for that much. The flow of the album is really strange and, like Embracism, a little all over the place, kind of feels like a compilation in a sense, but only kinda. You know, there are some sonic themes. There are some production themes throughout the record that I think tie a lot of the album together. Instrumentals are great. Vocal performances are great. A bulk of the songwriting is really good. Kirin continues to be a really captivating vocalist. And thankfully, the risk that he took, not only stylistically with this record, but also by bringing on all of this extra personnel, bringing on all of these fellow creators, these fellow musicians, paid off big time, I'd say. I'm feeling a decent to strong 8 on this record. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe. And please don't cry. Just leave an angry comment in the comments if you're angry. I will catch you guys in the next video. Videos next to my head I think you should check out. Link to subscribe to the channel down below, as well as the official website. And that's it, guys. Stay hydrated. Forever.